Hello and welcome everyone to the EVS Supercross Open, one of Race Factory's biggest events of the year. This happened last week. Over $500 worth of prizing on the line, 2 nights of racing, 2 special events in Super Pole and head-to-head racing, as well as the Racetech Amateur Cup. Lots of fun racing ahead, and the winner of the pro class would win an EVS neck brace, and the winner of the amateur class would win gift cards, as well as whole shot awards, main event winners, and of course the Super Pole and head-to-head winners. Let's jump right into the action with the Racetech Am Cup Night 1 main event. The first point scoring event from the EVS Supercross Open got underway as the Racetech Amateur Cup. Got off the line, and it was the 317 Motorsport Jag ride of Tony Spinelli grabbing the whole shot, but he crashed right after that, and heavy favorite Craig Richards snagged the lead for system decal right after that. Craig couldn't hold on for very long either, though, as he cased this quad in the middle of the rhythm section 2 corners later and went down, which allowed Kyle Watts on the 144 Honda to get into the lead. Watts was working on getting away at the front of the field early on in this Amateur Cup main event, and looking really solid. He actually pulled away for about 5 laps. He led the main event. It was looking really good. James Andrew jumped his way into second for P&J Racing and was working his way forward, and almost simultaneously Kyle Watts went down trying to triple in before the second triple. That allowed James Andrew to take the lead on the number 233 ride, and Andrew looked good for a few laps, started pulling away from the field. Then he made a mistake, and that allowed Tony Spinelli to get right on his rear tire, and then they started battling. Spinelli up the inside here would take the lead and pass James Andrew. So then it was Spinelli's turn to check out at the front of the field as he started getting away with the lead for a little bit. But he too would also fall victim here as he jumps off track, and then upon re-entering gets hit by a lapper off the berm, and that would allow James Andrew to reassume the lead for the final time. He wouldn't be headed after that. Meanwhile, in the 3rd place position, it was Kyle Robb for the Rockstar Energy team. He would not stay there either. He fell late in the race, dropped back just inside of the top 5. But James Andrew looked really strong for night 1, pretty much cruising to the win on his number 233 ride. So that would be James Andrew taking the Racetech Amateur Cup night 1 main event and heading into the second night of racing with a good lead on the field. As you take a look at the standings here. After the first night of racing, Andrew Spinelli, Fred Heather, Jeremy Atkinson, and Kyle Robb in the top 5. Richards would end up 6th. Heavy favorites Garrett Smith and Sam Greenewald finished 14th and 15th, so disappointing nights for them, and Kyle Watts came home 8th after leading early. That's it for the Racetech Am Cup Night 1. Here comes the Super Pole event. The Super Pole event was all about who could lay down the fastest lap. The fastest qualifiers 1 through 10 each went out for 1 lap each to put in the fastest lap they could. Jeremy Shipley led late in this one with a quick time until John Guest went out on the track. 2 people from the end, known as Jaden Yuki. I'll let you guys take an onboard lap with him. So as you see, John Guest lays down a quick time of a 57.9. Tyson Frisquez went out on the track right after him and went as fast as he could go, but unfortunately it was just not quick enough, and he got a 58.7 in the end, so John Guest was a Super Pole winner and 3 extra points to him. The night one main event of the EVS Supercross Open got underway, and coming into the first turn it looked like it was going to be the Rockstar Energy ride of Patrick Evans getting the whole shot, but it was actually Tyson Frisquez sneaking by on the inside to take the whole shot, which was dangerous for the rest of the field as he led away in the early goings from Jeremy Smith, Dennis Fjellberg, Sabrina Ritzler, Maxime Tyson, and a whole host of others. Tyler Crane, Daniel Markham, Tyler Schmidt was up in there, Byron Down, and a whole host of people were up at the front early on. Tyson encountered lappers very early on in the main event, which would eventually be his kryptonite later on. Tyler Crane made the pass on Sabrina Ritzler early for the third place position as he was working his way forward. Jeremy Smith was flying in second place for most of the main event. Tyson finally gets into a few lappers here, and you see very quickly that Jeremy Smith had closed the gap on him for the lead, and Tyler Crane was not far back. And Tyson can't avoid this wreckage in this corner, neither can Jeremy Smith, so Tyler Crane sneaks by them both in one foul swoop to take the lead. And so Tyler Crane on his intrinsic graphics ride took the lead ahead of Jeremy Smith. Sabrina Ritzler was in third on her system decal ride, and Tyson Frisquez had dropped back to fourth and continued to make mistakes here as he jumps off the track on the triple, and was losing time to the battle between Jeremy Smith and Ritzler that went on for a long time. Here you see Brina goes up the inside, they get together and go down, which allows Tyson to start closing the gap, and then as they continue to battle, Frisquez is not far behind and lurking. Then an interesting moment right here as Smith messes up the rhythm section and Ritzler jumps by her, but cases that jump. Frisquez tries to jump over them both and lands right on top of Jeremy Smith, and they both go down, so Ritzler gets into third. Then on the last lap of the race, Smith was trying to hold off Frisquez, almost went over the bars and then eventually went down, so Frisquez jumps by him. And then almost at the same time, Brina goes off the track and allows Frisquez to get into the second place position, so it's wild racing at the back. But Tyler Crane cruised literally to the first win at the EVS Supercross Open, the winner of night one, and maybe worrying a little bit of people is not a lot of people expected him to do particularly well. He didn't show much speed during the week, but Tyler Crane won the main event. Tyson Frisquez with 2 points from Super Pole sneaks up and is only 1 point behind him heading into the second night. Ritzler, Guest, and Smith were in the top 5. You see the lineup there. You can pick out the rider you wish to see. So that wraps up the night one coverage. Be sure to check back on vurbmotogamers for night 2 in the coming days. And be sure to check out the results of the EVS Supercross Open.
For daily motocross pro and am coverage, be sure to log on to vurbmoto.com, and if you like us, prove it.